At the age of 17, I received a message from above that I was to fulfill a certain mission. At that time, I did not know what that mission was. But along with this message came the knowledge of the rules and the requirements that a person expecting a mission from the Almighty must follow. These are special requirements: no ties to anything or anyone, no marriage, no children, no hobbies, and no home of my own. I could have refused to fulfill these requirements. The Almighty never forces anyone. He gives the choice. For 40 years, I waited for this mission, fulfilling all the rules of waiting. It was not easy, but I always told myself, first, it's the will of the Almighty. Second, some people are born without legs. Someone cannot see. That is really terrible. And you? You are simply carrying out the rules of waiting for the mission, nothing more. So what was my mission? To reveal the 7 lampstands, 7 number tables. Each of you probably saw these 7 lampstands in the ancient pictures, in pagan beliefs, and later in well-known religions. But nobody knew in our civilization that these 7 lampstands are the 7 tables. Nobody even knew that the Chinese magic table Luo Shu was the first lampstand, the first table. The only thing the Almighty forbade me to do was to show how the 8-pointed star emerges from these tables. Permission was granted to me in June 2023. On the day as I published this miracle, the Schumann Resonance Measuring Station in Tomsk recorded the appearance of this 8-pointed star. So, what does it mean? It means that the Satanists of our world lost their guardians from the lower world. They are confused, disoriented. They act only out of inertia. Why? Because when the 8-pointed star appeared from the 7 lampstands, the frequencies from the coming new world began to penetrate into ours. In various nations, the 8-pointed star is the most ancient and revered symbol. The people of antiquity associated it with the transition from the old world to the new. The awakened people, who today observe how this star is revealed in every table, cannot understand how such a thing is possible. It is incredible. And this proves once again that it is not from me. The human mind is incapable to do this. The human being is not able to open the book with the lampstand in such a way that the 8-pointed star miraculously emerges from every single table. The bright souls now are absorbing the new frequencies of the coming world. Their subconscious is cleansed, their perceptions made pure. They suddenly notice things they had never seen before. They begin to understand reality more clearly and deeply. In every country, even in political circles, the awakening and unity are beginning. And this happens thanks to the new frequencies of the coming new world. On the other hand, these new frequencies do not reach low souls, the souls that have extinguished the spark of God within themselves. Then what happens? Such people continue to exist only by feeding on the frequencies of the old dying world. These frequencies are getting weaker day by day. And we see it already, that Satanists are getting stupider with each passing day. This is evident in their speeches, in their actions. The old frequencies of the fading world can no longer maintain their former intellectual level. So, why is this divine wisdom unfolding before the judgment day, in this time of examination, for every soul? So that people may recognize even better what is actually happening, so that they would rise up in defense of themselves and their children, so that they may unite, so that they may see how foolish and cruel the small group of Satanists who rule the world is, and how dumb and merciless their servants are at every level of power. You are all familiar with the expression, the end times. But no one knew what it truly means. It means the end times of teachings for souls. It means that for thousands of years, people died life after life in transient bodies and passed on to the next life. Do you understand what I mean? During those times of teachings, life after life, the souls learned both darkness and light, and this knowledge was imparted to them by the program of the divine matrix. Humanity was given information through different religions and cultures, how to recognize the end times. Now all prophecies have been fulfilled, and today we are living in the exam time, which has been going on already for 7 years. The last final phase has already begun in 2025. So at the close of the teaching period, the prophesied book with the tables, I mean with the 7 lampstands, is revealed. These tables, according to the prophecies, had been sealed with 7 seals for thousands of years. I have now told this briefly so that people might now say to themselves, let me check for myself what kind of book it is. What if this man is saying the truth? What if these are indeed the 7 lampstands from God? What if this really comes from the Almighty and my soul is actually being tested right now? So I need to check. Please check. Do this for your soul.